Hi folks. Well, in the last video I talked a little bit about cancel culture and being banned from church and all this sort of stuff. Well, okay, in Scotland tomorrow it comes into law. Today is the 31st of March 2024, so on the 1st of April tomorrow it comes into law in Scotland that if you say something that someone takes offence to, you can actually be arrested. You could go to jail for saying something. So if you say someone who identifies as a female, if you say that person is male and that person decides to report you for that, to say that, oh, they were offended, they were harmed by your words, that's now going to be something you can be arrested for and charged for and even go to prison for. New law coming into Scotland tomorrow. See, I mean, the point of it is, there are people, they just don't understand what they're doing. Yeah, because, again, you can never force someone to take offence. People choose to take offence, and that's one of the most important things that has been ignored by the world and ignored by the church. Again, I've spoken to people in church. They chose to take offence. I didn't force them to, they chose to. They chose to not do things according to the word of God. Okay, they chose to do things that way. Their choice. I never forced them to do any of that. Any of it at all. To me, as an adult, my understanding is if someone says something you don't like, you don't go and report them to the minister or something like that. You deal with it. There and then, you deal with it. Or if you don't realise, because quite often, okay, it's something with me. I've not realised until I got home, hold it, that person said. Then I go to God about it. Now, sometimes I rant and rave at God about it, about how nasty this person is. But because I'm going to God, again, let's be fair. I go to God because I don't have a church congregation that I could go to and whinge to. Other people do, and maybe that's why they choose that path. But again, it's their choice. And in the world, people go to whoever they go to, but it's their choice. Yeah. Because the problem is every single one of us says things. Every single one of us says things that people could be harmed by or take offence to. Everybody says things. When I'm in church and I hear them singing It's All About Jesus, I find that highly offensive. Highly offensive. Because I know that according to his words, that isn't the case. According to the words that he himself spoke, I know that that is not the case. It's not all about him. I know that. And when I'm in a church and they're singing songs like that, I know that this is not of God. The problem is, I myself have found that song to be a lovely song because as a young believer, they had that in the churches that I was going to, and I sang along to it, and I loved it. I love that song because it flows nicely. The music going with it is nice, and the way it flows is nice. Yeah, easy enough to sing, easy enough to remember. And you actually think that those words are true, that it is all about Jesus. The problem is, it isn't. See, I was singing that at a time when I really didn't know the words of the Lord. I didn't know the things that he had been saying. I didn't know the things that were recorded that he had said. And so therefore, I was trusting that, okay, these people know what they're talking about. They're saying it's all about Jesus, and it must be. Problem is, it isn't. Now, again, I'm not having a go at the congregation. I'm saying the leaders, come on. Yeah? But as I say, to me, I find that offensive when I hear that. When I hear we put our trust in you alone, Jesus, then I find that offensive. I'm not going to attack anyone as a result. I'm not going to report anyone as a result. I'm not going to want anyone banned from church as a result. But, as I say, we all do things or say things that people could take offence to. So if we're going to have this situation where people could be banned if they offend people, or people could be arrested if they offend people, then that means all of us. And the problem is, again, it means that people won't speak truth. And we've got enough of a problem right now with people not speaking truth. With people being afraid to speak truth because the truth can be offensive. And people can have a go at you. Well, now that situation has just got worse. And again, in Scotland. So, again, yeah, when I talk about the churches in Scotland, they're not exactly proving themselves to be doing a fantastic job in this country, are they? Because that is not of God. The whole idea that people could be charged and have police knocking at your door because you've said something that someone took offence to, even though what you said was true, doesn't matter. If someone takes offence to it, you could be in trouble. That's the law. If someone says that what you said harmed them in any way, then you can be in trouble for that. Should you be? No. Of course not, no. But, yeah, from tomorrow, the law changes. So here we are, faced with the reality that for speaking truth, and someone taking offence to that, someone could actually spend time in prison for that. Yeah. There you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.